Imagine waking up every morning with the confidence that your legs will support every step you take. Whether you're walking down the stairs, strolling through your neighborhood, or simply standing up from a chair without that moment of hesitation. For many people, especially those who have noticed changes in their mobility over the years, the strength and stability of the legs can feel like an increasingly fragile asset. But what if you could proactively defend and even enhance that strength? The key often lies in the right combination of vitamins and minerals. In the next several minutes, we will explore 7 of the most impactful nutrients for building and preserving strong, resilient legs. We'll delve into why each one matters, the specific ways it supports muscle function, bone health, and nerve integrity, and how you can incorporate it into your life through both smart dietary choices and supplements when necessary. Before diving into each nutrient, it's worth taking a moment to understand the holistic nature of leg health. Strong legs depend on healthy bones, well-functioning muscles, efficient nerve signaling, and good circulation. If you're missing even one puzzle piece, say adequate nerve function, the rest can falter, leaving you prone to weakness, discomfort, or even falls. In later years, the stakes become higher as muscle mass tends to decline and bone density may decrease. That's why a comprehensive approach, including regular low-impact exercise and a diet rich in the right nutrients, becomes essential. Let's begin our journey by examining the first, and perhaps most frequently cited, nutrient for leg strength and overall mobility: vitamin D. Vitamin D might be best known for its role in calcium absorption and bone health, yet its benefits go far beyond that. One of its lesser discussed advantages is how it fosters stronger, more capable muscles. Muscles need vitamin D not just for initial development, but also for ongoing maintenance, balance, and quick reaction time. As people get older, natural production of vitamin D in the skin diminishes. If you rarely spend time outdoors or wear sunscreen every time you go out, you might not be getting sufficient vitamin D from sunlight exposure. This shortfall can manifest in unexpected ways, like feeling that your legs tire easily or experiencing sudden instability while walking on uneven ground. Low levels of vitamin D have been correlated with reduced muscle fiber size and an increased likelihood of falls among older adults. Because of its role in muscle contraction and nerve signaling, having enough vitamin D can help you stay steady on your feet, even when circumstances demand quick adjustments, like catching your balance on a slippery floor or stepping off a curb. Additionally, vitamin D reduces inflammation in muscle tissues, something that can significantly ease chronic discomfort in the legs for those who regularly experience stiffness or aches. So how do you make sure you have an optimal level of vitamin D? 15 to 20 minutes of sunlight exposure each day, preferably in the morning or late afternoon, can be a powerful ally. But many people, particularly in cooler or cloudier climates, can't rely on sunlight alone. Fatty fish such as salmon, mackerel, and sardines provide valuable amounts of vitamin D, as do fortified dairy products, egg yolks, and mushrooms. If you suspect you're falling short, it might be wise to get your levels checked. Oral supplementation of vitamin D is common and generally safe, though doses can vary based on your baseline status. Some individuals benefit from around 800 to 2,000 IU a day, but it's always best to consult a healthcare professional for guidance. After vitamin D, the conversation naturally turns to another superstar mineral: calcium. By now, you've probably heard that calcium forms the foundation of our bones, helping them stay dense and robust. But fewer people realize how crucial calcium is for muscle contraction. Whenever you lift your leg, flex your foot, or push off the ground to walk, calcium ions rush into muscle cells to enable that contraction. If you don't have enough circulating calcium, your muscle responses can become sluggish or cramped. Bones, too, are in constant flux, undergoing a process called remodeling. In youth, bone tissue is replaced regularly and efficiently, but with aging, that remodeling process can slow, leading to decreased bone mass. Deficiencies in calcium are a key contributor to conditions like osteoporosis, which can dramatically increase the risk of fractures in the leg, hip, and elsewhere. Even a minor slip can lead to a major fracture if the bones are brittle, reducing one's independence and mobility for months. There's a classic idea that dairy products, milk, cheese, yogurt, are the main way to get calcium. Those are indeed beneficial sources, but if dairy doesn't agree with you, alternatives abound. Leafy greens, especially kale and collard greens, are excellent options, along with bok choy, almonds, fortified plant-based milks, and canned fish with edible bones such as sardines or salmon. The recommended calcium intake for older adults generally hovers around 1,000 to 1,200 milligrams per day, sometimes higher depending on individual factors. Beyond that, including weight-bearing exercise in your routine, such as walking or light resistance training, helps direct calcium into bones and maintain overall strength in the legs. Now let's move on to a vitamin that's often neglected when discussing leg power: vitamin B12. While it doesn't always get the spotlight, vitamin B12 is vital for maintaining the integrity of our nervous system, which orchestrates and fine-tunes every movement we make. Without proper nerve conduction, even strong muscles can't function to their full capacity. When signals from the brain to the legs travel slowly or become disrupted, you can experience numbness, tingling sensations, and an unfortunate sense that your legs are heavy or uncooperative. One hurdle to sufficient vitamin B12 intake is absorption. It requires adequate levels of stomach acid and intrinsic factor, both of which tend to diminish with age. Additionally, certain medications, such as proton pump inhibitors, can further interfere with vitamin B12 absorption. If you follow a primarily plant-based diet, you face an extra challenge because natural B12 is found mostly in animal products like meat, fish, dairy, and eggs. Still, there are B12 fortified foods, plant milks, cereals, nutritional yeast, and supplements that can fill the gap. Those who discover they have a significant deficiency may turn to high-dose oral supplements or occasional injections under medical supervision. Correcting a B12 deficiency can result in a surprising and welcome jolt of energy, along with better balance. Many people report that their legs simply feel lighter and more responsive, especially when climbing stairs or getting up from chairs. Over time, consistent B12 intake supports healthy nerve function and muscle coordination, two elements that are indispensable for preserving stable and vigorous legs. Continuing our overview, let's talk about magnesium. Think of magnesium as an unsung hero that quietly supports countless bodily processes, from energy production to muscle relaxation. One of the most telling signs of a magnesium shortage is frequent leg cramps, particularly at night. These cramps can strike without warning and disrupt both your sleep and your confidence in your own mobility. By regulating electrical impulses across the neuromuscular junction, magnesium helps ensure that your muscles know when to contract and when to relax. But the importance of magnesium doesn't end with cramp prevention. Magnesium is also a key factor in maintaining bone mineral density and aiding in the activation of vitamin D. Together with calcium, vitamin D, and other nutrients, magnesium contributes to a healthy skeletal system, which directly underpins strong legs. Moreover, the mineral helps quell inflammation within muscle tissues, easing soreness and allowing for better recovery after activity. Where can you find magnesium in your daily meals? Leafy greens like spinach, nuts, and seeds, particularly almonds, cashews, and pumpkin seeds. Whole grains, brown rice, oatmeal, legumes, and avocados are all magnesium-rich. Because stress in certain medications can sap magnesium levels, many people find it helpful to top up their intake either with a high-quality supplement or by deliberately increasing these foods in their diet. A sense of relief from frequent cramping or restlessness in the legs can come surprisingly quickly once magnesium levels are restored. Next on our journey is a familiar electrolyte that can occasionally be overlooked: potassium. Think of potassium as the gatekeeper of muscle cell fluid balance. It ensures that fluids shift appropriately in and out of the cell, and that nerve signals fire with precision. When potassium levels plunge, leg muscles can experience uncomfortable cramping, while the overall tone and responsiveness may decrease. You might also see your legs tremble when you try to hold a position for a long time, or feel a subtle, chronic stiffness that makes walking less enjoyable. Although bananas are famous for their potassium content, they're hardly the only source. Avocados, sweet potatoes, white potatoes with the skin, legumes like black beans or lentils, and citrus fruits like oranges are also big players in the potassium game. In fact, many of these foods can outdo a banana in terms of overall potassium content if you look at their total nutrient profiles. The recommended daily intake for potassium often sits around 2,600 to 3,400 milligrams for adults, depending on factors like gender and overall health status. However, potassium needs do vary, especially if you have kidney problems or take certain medications for blood pressure or fluid retention. In such cases, consulting a healthcare provider about appropriate potassium intake is essential. Our next nutrient, vitamin K, is a master of directing traffic in your body, specifically the movement of calcium. Vitamin K makes sure calcium goes into your bones instead of accumulating in soft tissues like blood vessels. For your legs, this is a critical function, as you want to maintain sturdy bones, especially in the hips, knees, and lower limbs, and healthy circulation. Vitamin K comes in different forms, the most prominent being K1, found in green leafy veggies like spinach, kale, and broccoli, and K2 found in fermented foods such as natto, certain cheeses, and also in egg yolks or liver. By activating a protein called osteocalcin, vitamin K contributes to the mineralization of bones, strengthening them and reducing the likelihood of fractures. It also exhibits anti-inflammatory properties that may help combat joint discomfort, a common complaint in older adults. Vitamin K has even been connected to better muscle health and coordination, suggesting that its deficiency might accelerate age-related declines in functional mobility. If you're on blood-thinning medications or have concerns about clotting, it's crucial to talk with your healthcare provider before making substantial changes to your vitamin K intake. Otherwise, an extra handful of leafy greens each day can be a safe and delicious way to support both bone and muscle health in your legs. We now arrive at our final vitamin in this lineup of leg-friendly nutrients, vitamin B6. Also called pyridoxine, vitamin B6 is intimately involved in the body's protein metabolism, helping break down proteins into amino acids that can then be used to build and repair muscle. Because muscle tissue is continuously being torn down and rebuilt, especially if you engage in exercise, vitamin B6 is vital for keeping that cycle efficient. But it's not just about building muscle. Vitamin B6 also assists in producing neurotransmitters that enable crisp, accurate communication within the nervous system. When your nerves can rapidly and effectively tell your leg muscles to move, you'll notice better coordination and fewer stumbles. On top of that, B6 supports the production of hemoglobin in red blood cells, which deliver oxygen to the muscles. If you're low on B6, you might fatigue quickly or feel like your legs aren't getting the oxygen they need for sustained activity. You can find vitamin B6 in chicken, turkey, fish like salmon and tuna, potatoes, both white and sweet, bananas, chickpeas, and fortified grains. Most adults need somewhere around 1.3 to 1.7 milligrams of vitamin B6 daily, with exact requirements shifting by age and gender. It's generally safe to acquire vitamin B6 through a healthy, balanced diet. Although supplementation is possible, excessive intake over a long period can cause nerve-related issues, so it's good to follow recommended guidelines. Now that we've journeyed through all 7 of these vital nutrients, vitamin D, calcium, vitamin B12, magnesium, potassium, vitamin K, and vitamin B6, you can see how each one adds a unique piece to the puzzle of leg health. By fine-tuning your intake of these nutrients, you're effectively laying down multiple layers of protection for your legs. You're shoring up your bones so they can handle everyday stresses without fracturing, energizing and stabilizing your muscles to move more gracefully and maintaining the nerve pathways that ensure split-second coordination. Although each nutrient has its own set of benefits, they work best when combined in a holistic lifestyle. This means that it's not enough to simply pop a magnesium pill or eat a banana once in a while and expect miraculous changes. Instead, think of your diet as a broad palette of colorful, nutrient-dense foods. Leafy greens teeming with vitamin K and magnesium, proteins that bring along B12 and B6, legumes and nuts that replenish potassium and other minerals, and a bit of sunshine or high-quality fish to bolster vitamin D. Alongside your dietary strategies, regular exercise tailored to your ability, like walking, gentle strength training, or balance-oriented classes, helps you retain or regain muscle mass while stimulating bones to remain dense and strong. Consistency is the linchpin. If you nourish your body with these nutrients day after day and pair that nutrition with steady physical activity and good lifestyle habits, you'll likely notice improvements in how your legs feel and perform. Perhaps you'll find you can walk longer distances without fatigue or climb stairs without pausing to catch your breath. Maybe you'll experience fewer middle-of-the-night cramps or get out of a chair with more ease. Even a seemingly modest enhancement in leg strength can be a huge quality of life booster, granting a level of independence and self-assurance that feels truly liberating. One more point worth addressing. While all of these nutrients are available in food, some people have specific conditions, be it digestive disorders, certain medications, or specialized diets, that make dietary intake alone insufficient. If you suspect you're not getting enough of a certain vitamin or mineral, or you're noticing persistent issues like frequent cramps, unusual fatigue, or difficulty balancing, it's wise to consult a healthcare professional. A simple blood test can uncover hidden deficiencies, and a tailored plan can then bring your levels back to where they should be. Supplements, when chosen judiciously and guided by professional advice, can be a game changer in reversing deficiencies and restoring vigor to your legs. Ultimately, the goal is to help you move through life with fewer limits. Whether that means continuing beloved hobbies like gardening, dancing, or walking in the park, or simply knowing you can catch yourself if you trip on the doorstep, a robust set of legs is foundational to independence and confidence. Each of these 7 vitamins and minerals plays a part in helping you achieve that. If you commit to bringing them together through daily dietary habits, occasional supplementation as needed, and consistent physical activity, you stand a much better chance of aging gracefully while keeping your legs in optimal shape. Here's hoping this deeper look at leg-strengthening nutrients has sparked new ideas for you. Perhaps you'll start your day tomorrow with a breakfast that consciously includes some B6 and magnesium, or maybe you'll choose a lunch that's rich in vitamin K and potassium. Over time, such small, deliberate adjustments can accumulate into meaningful differences you can feel every time you stand, walk, and move. And that, in the end, is the real payoff. Vibrant, capable legs that carry you where you want to go every single day.